So Jackie, you get us started with your 2 minutes about who you are and your candidacy.
Well, thank you, and it is great to see so many people here tonight. My name is Jackie Farah. If nobody's ever heard that before, it's a pretty nice name, and I enjoy it. I've lived in Ocean Shores for 27 years. I bought my home there when the first day I called my kids and I said, you know what, it's time for my life change. I'm going to the beach, and I hadn't been there in Ocean Shores for years. Took them there when they were little, and anyway, I went down and I stayed at the Crest. Well, I stayed one night out at the motel by the marina, and went up to Ocean Crest and loved it up there, and just drove into Ocean Shores the next day and found a realtor in a bar, and I don't know why I went there, but I did. And he showed me 2 houses or 3 houses. There were only 3 houses available in Ocean Shores in those years, and I bought one. And I'm still there. And my experiences in life and my education started at Bellevue, Washington, when it was a town when my horse and I enjoyed it very much, riding down Main Street. And I won't even drive down Main Street there anymore. It's a whole different world to me. But it was a wonderful place to grow up. My family was in business there. My mother was a dressmaker, and my father drove, excuse the expression, oil trucks. I had a great life. I was an only child. I was very lucky. I was very active in sports and dance and music, and a very rounded life. When I came here, I thought, what in the world have I done? You know, I mean, this is a nuts place. I mean, it's just like Bellevue was when I was growing up. And you know what? I loved Bellevue when I was growing up, and I love Grays Harbor County. The people here are just like they were as I grew up. They're all very personable, and I appreciate that from all of you. We all help each other, and oh boy, I've got the red light already, but I've never been in that district, I might tell you that. But anyway, thank you for listening.
Good evening. My name is Stan Pinnock, and lifelong Hocumite. My employment record, 30 years in education, retired here as school superintendent. Then just finished my 15th year at North Creek School District as a co-superintendent with David Wayman. 12 years ago, I was elected to Port Commission. I ran for Port Commission at that time because through our economic downturn here in the Hokum School District, we had to close schools and the mills shut down, and we had economic problems, and I felt that I wanted to take an opportunity to create some jobs, be part of a new economic opportunity for the harbor, and step forward in the political arena. I've been part for the last 12 years of a great team that has historic growth in diversity of jobs and opportunities for the Grays Harbor community. From the big companies, the Pacias, the AGPs, to the little companies of the Wishkah River Distillery, Pesco, who had the opportunity to go over to Spokane and meet with the Reed family, where we hired they brought in 3 employees, worked through the IPZ zone, and now we're up to about 32 employees and still growing. So diversity of opportunity and jobs for our community. Thank you.
My name is Richard Sinclair. I'm more or less retired. I'm 64 years old. Quit my last job because of personal injury in 2010, and I purchased my home here in Oakland at that time to secure my retirement. I'm running for Port Commissioner because I feel strongly about 2 issues: the oil train issue and the safety of the oil. and economic development. We do have some serious statistics with our unemployment and poverty rates in Grace Harper County. I won't trouble you or bore you with information I was looking at over from the Employment Security Department earlier this afternoon. But we do have a poverty rate above 18%, above the national and state level. And I think the best way that we can address this issue is to begin a program where we get some manufacturing industries into the area immediately. Through direct investment, we have real estate, and we can start a program where we can trade land for jobs. Now, we don't have to do this by giving away land. We can negotiate. We can also put together other incentives like utility packages for a short introductory period, 1 to 3 years, with cooperation of the city councils and perhaps the PUD, offering power at wholesale rates. This is the most direct and quickest way, and I think it can be very effective. Selectivity in economic growth, I believe, is a key. We don't want companies that occupy a great deal of land but only offer a small number of jobs. Our best bet is to bring in medium-sized manufacturing companies that can offer us jobs above minimum wage, say between $25,000 and $40,000 per year, in lots of 100. Job offers 20 or 30 would not do it. If we
Sum up here pretty quickly. You're hitting your 2 minute mark.
Sure. If we can get 500 jobs into the communities in Grace Harbor, we can reduce that poverty rate from above 18% to the national level at 15%. The state level is 13%.
Okay, the first question will go to Mr. Pinnock, and the question is, what would you do about the complaints of flooding caused by Fry Creek being blocked on port property?
On the complaints of Fry Creek being blocked by port property, I would immediately request that we have our staff review to see what the issue is, to work with the city of Aberdeen in cooperation to take a look at what has happened, what caused that, and put a remediation plan to fix it and make a permanent fix so it doesn't happen again. So you have to react to the situation, and you have to take proactive approach, and you got to work with the city and jurisdiction to make it happen.
What would you do about the complaints of flooding caused by Fry Creek being blocked on port property?
Well, I have to be completely honest. I haven't really been following current events. As a commercial driver, I've been out traveling all over the United States and Canada, and really haven't had time to focus on the issues. This is the first I've heard of this issue, and I'm not familiar with it at all, so I really can't give you the answer.
Okay, I have to tell you that I am familiar with the issue. I've spent quite a bit of time touring the places I could get to at the port that I was allowed to enter outside of the trips that I did take when they were offering buses to take you into tours at the port, which were very nice. However, I loved what people started talking about, and that's infrastructure. I've gone out there. Right by the railroad tracks, the ditches. They're just plugged. There's garbage in them. They need to be cleaned out. That's what you need to do. You don't need to have 10, 20 meetings to find out what to do with it. You just get out there and get it done. So, is that all we're talking about here, or did you have something else to add?
Question is, what is the salary of the port commissioner?
It's $76.20 annually.
Couldn't prove it by me, but that's the question. Yeah. So, you guys want to answer that question?
Well, I tell you, being a woman that I like to drive old cars that cost a lot of money to keep up, I wanted to know how much I'm going to make. Because I've been on the city council of Ocean Shores and we make $325 a month. And that's not a lot of money. Pardon?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, come on.
I said it must be nice. I thought
Well, I do know that the port commissioners make $500 a month. And that's a big boom as far as I'm concerned in the financial market, but that's not a good reason to be running for this position.
We make $630 a month, and we get a $114 per diem when we do port business meetings.
Okay, Jackie, this will be your question first. There's a statement here. Within the first 5 months of this year, there were 5 major crude by rail events resulting in 1, massive explosions. This almost sounds like a multiple choice, but it's not. Derailed tank cars that burned for many days because there was no way to put them out. Several hundreds of people evacuated from their homes. Local waterways and drinking water supplies contaminated and made unsafe to drink. How would you propose to strike a balance between protection of our environment and the transport of crude oil?
This isn't going to be real long. I would just say, let's say no.
Okay, the answer to this question goes back to 2006 when we put together a lease for Imperium. Imperium was to be the biggest biodiesel plant in the United States, but to negotiate a bulk liquid lease, the companies, both Westway and Imperium, wanted to diversify opportunity for product, liquid product. In those leases, both were allowed petroleum. So when the leases were activated in 2006 and 2008, that language was there. In 2012, when they came forward with all this bulk and oil, they just requested that they have the opportunity to work with their lease. And at the time, they applied to the City of Hopewood for the permits, and the City of Hopewood and the State Department of Ecology became the lead agencies. And the issues of the safety of the rail will be dealt with in a permitting process, and I'm confident that the city and the state will handle those safety issues.
Well, on the oil issue, I'm beginning to understand Mr. Pinnock's position a little more clearly. I believe it breaks down to personal values, what's important to each and every one of us. And, you know, I'm for how most people feel about the oil. And as for obligations to these companies who would like to continue with their lease agreements and bring a few containers of oil into our harbor, I don't feel we have an obligation in that regard. With new information and new ordinance passed by the city councils, the situation has changed. And it may be regretful to deny them what they want, but life happens. Thank you.
One more question for these folks, and Richard, you'll get this first. What's the best use for the pontoon project land?
Well, I've heard some discussion. I believe the port may want to buy that land, and some people may feel that it'd be a great idea to put a boat building company there. I'm not sure exactly how many acres we're talking about. I think it would be a great opportunity to include this land into a land for jobs trade, where we offer excellent real estate deals to specific companies that we feel are well established and financially sound, and will bring good employment numbers to the harbor.
Please repeat the question.
You bet. What's the best use for the pontoon project land? The land that was the site of the pontoon.
I think the best use for the pontoon site would be for somebody to buy me a great big boat and I could go off into the sunset or someplace back in the Bahamas. I was very active in the yacht club in Edmonds and had my own boat and lived on it for many years. However, I think this issue needs to be tabled for quite some time. I haven't heard anything from the port in regards to them doing anything with that property. I didn't know that they were even interested in selling it or buying it. I would like to hear the port say that they were interested in fixing the property they already have, so they can make it more attractive to invite businesses that will work here, employ our people here, and stay here.
My biggest fear of the 520 project is just going to sit there for a while, that the state is not going to bring it forward for any action to be picked up by the port or other entities. We are interested in developing additional properties. The 520 adjacent to the port property is a natural. We tried to buy it from Weyerhaeuser before it became the 520 site. If you remember, the 520 site was originally going to be down on IDD 1 when they brought it to the harbor and then switched it over to the Weyerhaeuser site. But the port, we're basically land bound with our industries and businesses now. We need to expand. So whether we look at the 520, the Rainier site, the A&M site, we need the opportunity to provide more jobs, and we need land base to bring new customers to provide those jobs.
Now it's time for your 1 minute wrap up, and Jackie, you're first up.
I didn't say too much about my background, but I am a general contractor. I built homes in Edmonds and dealt with all the cities and the counties and the states departments, and built some lovely homes. They're still standing. I check on them every once in a while. They're in Edmonds, Washington, and the downtown area. I also did a lot of remodeling. I employed 7 to 10 people myself, and obviously was the first woman contractor, general contractor in the state of Washington. I was very active in the Women's Business Owners Association of Snohomish County, which was quite popular. I was their first president. I have no problem with dealing with different entities, such as cities and states, talking with people and getting their ideas and getting mine across in the shortest period of time as possible. I am not in favor of many meetings to make a decision. That's money coming out of our pockets as citizens. And we need people in charge that will make a decision, not put it off to the other people that they might find that might take it.
I'd like to say that I've been proud to be, for 12 years, part of a great team in Port of Grace Harbor with my fellow commissioners, Jack Thompson, Chuck Caldwell, and our staff of Gary Nelson, Leonard Barnes, and Mary Nelson. For the 12 years that I've been part of it, I think we have made historic growth, with numbers prove to that. I think we provided a lot of great opportunities. I think we have good cooperation, coordination with our cities. We have different opinions on issues, but I think our heart's in the right place for the citizens of Grays Harbor County. I'd just like to be there to follow through for 6 more years. Thank you.
You know, I think all the candidates that we have here for commissioner are well qualified. I think everybody is sincerely concerned about the future of Grays Harbor County. It's actually up to the individual voters to vote your individual feelings on issues. If you want to go one way with oil, or be safe, if you want to be serious about economic investment and improving poverty, these are all questions that every one of us should ask ourselves. And I hope we come up with some good solutions. Thank you.